Now, you talk about maybe promoting the Philippines as a fintech hub, and yet there are some campaigns that are still going on about financial literacy. Maybe we can talk about that, right? What does that exactly mean to you when we say we need to be more financially literate? Is it just about knowing the risks of maybe investing in cryptos, or is it about maybe more of a behavioral change that makes us save more rather than spend more? What does financial literacy mean, or what should it mean to Filipinos, do you think?
Financial literacy or financial education entails so much. No,
right. It's so broad, right?
It's so broad.
Yeah.
I mean, practically you have defined that in terms of the areas of financial education, because it's not just about consumer protection or on cybersecurity,
sure,
or the other emerging technologies such as crypto, or awareness as to the availability of financial tools or services or products. But it's really more about having to have that trust. I mean, having to also behavioral, right?
Sure.
Because there should be a paradigm shift from doing your financial transactions from your manual, way of doing things, right? Of having to have that, physical cash with you and having to transact that with anyone, and now just, minus that, physical money, you now are trying to make use of your mobile phones, right? So, and there's so much dependency as well on data infrastructure, right? Because unfortunately, Philippines remains to be one of the countries with the most expensive data, right? And in fact, you still have areas in the Philippines, especially in island barangays, that connectivity is still a major concern, right? So that's why what we're trying to promote here is on how we can scale inclusive digital finance, especially in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas, including conflict areas.
Sure.
So I mean, the whole proposition of financial education covers the entire gamut of things such as as I've said, data infrastructure, on consumer protection, on emerging technologies and the like. Because again, I just would like to also highlight the fact that this has to be embedded in the in the curriculum,
sure,
of our schools, right? Both public and private. And I think as early as in the grade school, we should also be able to promote digital payments or digital economy, especially that our kids right now are digital natives, right? So. Sure. It will be, it will be much easier for them to comprehend, to embrace, and to and for them to even be our ambassadors,
right,
to further promote that to their own communities.
What is the behavioral outcome? Is it, I mean, as you imagine, a financially literate population, is it the people that saves more than they consume? Is it someone who is savvy in terms of maybe differentiating or appreciating risks in investments? Where does it begin? I mean, if we're looking at maybe, teaching children, as you said, to be financially literate, is it just knowing the value of money, or what do you think?
Education on financial technology is not only about payments, no?
Okay.
I think that is also the sad part there, where the focus has always been, or the talk has always been focused on payments, right? On digital payments.
Right.
I would like to say that I would define fintech as P.I.S.I.L, P.I.S.I.L. So I put an acronym, P.I.S.I.L.
All right.
It's about payments, investments, savings, insurance, and lending.
Okay.
So P.I.S.I.L.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, P.I.S.I.L. So because you need these five, services.
So those are the 5 pillars.
Of financial inclusion, right?
Yeah.
And financial education. Because, you need payments, definitely. You need to also educate the public as regards insurance, the need. Because in the Philippines, we are still on the low single-digit penetration when it comes to insurance.
Yeah.
You also need savings, right? Because there is still quite a number of Filipinos that put their hard-earned money under their pillows, or alcansya or whatever.
Bank,
And also you have investments, because you also need to educate the public as regards having to not just through savings, but also to put their hard-earned money in in high-yielding,
reliable,
reliable, maybe in stock market or in securities, etc. And of course, lending, right? So amongst the five, these would be the keys wherein you need now to educate the public that it's not just about payments, right? So because the comprehensiveness of financial technology when it comes to services and products would really involve these five, and that would be in a way providing that that avenue, or that stage, or that platform where you could now say that you are a country that is digital, right?
Sure.
A country that is sustainable, because something that once you were able to make use or optimize these five pillars or five verticals, and be able to educate the public as to the benefits that they could actually generate out of that, is really immeasurable. In fact, for RCBC, we had a partnership with the Department of Education, wherein the digital learning modules are now integrated into grades 10 to 12. As part of their curriculum, and because for RCBC, we know for a fact that this is something of value for us to be able to further educate the public. And one thing that I would like to highlight as well is when we launch what we call the Techpreneur Program. This is more of a boot camp, and competition, because we are not so much into just teaching them theories, right?
Sure.
We have to also propagate actual practice.
Right.
So that's why we encourage junior high school to participate as in a pilot. We piloted this in regions 4A and NCR, where we gathered those interested schools for them to group themselves into five members, five students, plus one advisor, faculty advisor, for them to come up with a unique business proposition that could actually be scaled, and the winners were awarded 50,000 pesos as a seed fund, and you'll be surprised that more than 100 entries have been received from those two pilot regions, and now that particular businesses that were selected as winners are actually thriving, and because the whole idea is on how we could create micro entrepreneurs through the use of digital platforms. So these are some of the things that we've been doing, and in fact we are also the first bank to launch what we call Phygital, or physical digital blended banking experience, through what we call the Manibela Barangayan Banking. So in a matter of 6 months from the time that we launched this last year, we were able now to cover over 30% of the 14,000 barangays nationwide. And we were able to scale the number of Filipinos who have been onboarded for them to apply for a basic deposit account by as much as 120% year on year. And also we're also the first bank to have the most extensive reach across all 82 provinces nationwide, with what we call the first kapitbahay ATM. So we call it ATM Go. This is a handheld device wherein, just like an automated tao machine, you could actually withdraw from that machine, and the merchant partner is the one disbursing the physical cash. And you'll be surprised that more than 90% of all transactions are done outside Metro Manila. So practically in rural areas, and about 65% of transactions are disbursements or cash withdrawals from Pantawid, from 4Ps CCT program of the government. So, I mean, this goes to show that, the cash light regime is already here. We're in as I've said, also, I would say that it's not pure 100% digital, because, Filipinos would still be regarded as the most emotional, citizens, no, in the world. Wherein that's why we love watching telenovelas. The consumers would still need that human touch, right?
Sure.
I would say it's high tech yet high touch engagement, right? Because with that high touch engagement, there is where you provide them the education, right? On how to teaching them on how to navigate
Sure.
the step-by-step process on having to engage with their digital devices, right?
Yeah.
So I think we've been successful in that regard for RCBC, and we have also launched, RCBC P.I.S.I.L, which has been also a multi-awarded flagship mobile app of RCBC with the most advanced features found in a mobile app in the country.
Let me ask you a stupid question here. I was wondering, does RCBC or maybe any traditional bank, do you guys worry about these developments that, particularly the digital wallets, where you see telcos, in a sense, behaving like banks? I mean, does that change your perception of these other companies beyond the traditional industry, that maybe there's more competition now because of these technologies? And I wonder, does that change also the concept of the unbanked? Because maybe you don't have a traditional banking account, but maybe you have a GCash, e-wallet, or My account on your phone.
Well, I've been with the fintech industry for quite a while, right? And now with the bank, etc. Because I started also my career in the banking industry and then joined fintech. Yeah. And I would say I'm in bank tech industry, right? It's a combination of bank and fintech.
Yeah, fintech, yeah.
But the thing is, it's really more about co-opetition.
Okay.
And collaboration, right?
Okay.
Gone are the days that you have to compete head-on with fintech players.
Sure.
There's no single unibank in the Philippines, for that matter, who would not have any engagement or partnership or collaboration with a fintech player in the Philippines, or in other parts of the world, right? So the capabilities, or the blending of, or harmonizing all of this these capabilities would really redound to the benefit of the consumers, right? That's why, as I've said, having to have that culture of competition, of having, when I was in the fintech space, we've been talking, during those times that when the telcos were the ones lording it over in, we call it mobile service providers, wherein the smart money of PLDT or Smart and GCash of Globe, right? So because smart money started in year 2000, that's the first wallet actually in the whole world. That's the pioneer, because M-Pesa of Kenya only came in year 2004. So even the regulation pertaining to mobile wallets has been a pioneer or a trailblazer in the whole world, led by the late Governor Nesting Espinilla. But the thing that I would like to highlight here is the fact that during those times we were talking about, because the time when I was with telco, banks are not, they don't want even to talk to us, to Smart Money or to GCash that time. So when I coined the term or phrase, it was financial symbiosis or finbiosis.
Okay.
So because again, at the end of the day, we have to work together because we are serving the same set of customers, right? So because with all of these initiatives, the whole proposition redounds to the benefit of every consumer that we serve.
Well, Mr. Villanueva, very interesting discussion. I have a ton more questions, but unfortunately, that's the time that we have. But maybe before we go, you'd like to leave an audience with a message?
Yes. To all our viewers, thank you so much for again, thank you so much for inviting me and being able to shed some information and sharing that with all of you. And I just would like to invite all our partners in the industry for you to because we now have over 100 corporate members of Fintech Alliance, and collectively it generates over 95% of all fintech-related initiated transactions volume in the Philippines today. And if you are interested to be part part of this Fintech Alliance, please email secretariat@fintechalliance.ph. And for all the other viewers, we would also want to invite you to download RCBC P.I.S.L as one of your companions in financial services, as well as the ScarTech, and of course those people who are using any any prepaid or debit card in the Philippines, you may also avail of our services called ATM Go, scattered all over the Philippines, especially in remote areas, remote barangays in the whole Philippines. And with that, thank you so much.